We used to do this corny thing when we had guests. We would all clap for the guests. Would you like to be clapped for?
I deserve an applause for sure.
No, I would say so. No, I would agree, but like we stopped doing it because it's kind of corny, you know?
It's okay.
So, yeah, but Chance the Rapper is here, everybody.
Oh my God!
Yeah, unbelievable.
Oh my God.
Unbelievable, man. Good morning. Is this early for you,
morning,
or is
Fred.
did we drag you ass out of bed, or
I
what?
think this is early for most people.
Yeah.
But,
it's true.
it's okay. We're at work. Good morning, working world.
Last time I saw you, we were both at the lawyer's office. I think I'm serious. And they told me, like, don't acknowledge that you see him at the lawyer's office. And you were there
That's
helping.
what your lawyer told you?
Yeah, he told me, he goes, don't look him in the eye kind of thing. And I was
So
like,
we're talking about it on the air.
yeah, well, yeah, why not? But you were there doing good deeds for people.
I'm sure I was.
Yeah, no, it was. I don't want to start anything. It wasn't like a criminal proceeding or something. Now, I was there for nefarious purposes, but you, on the other hand, were there
An angel.
raising money for people because you do a lot of that.
Yeah, that's my thing.
But that was the last time that we saw each other, and so
Yeah, it's good to see you.
You saw me running the other way, and because I was told not to look you in the eye.
Yeah. No, that
That's
was
what they
at
tell
my
everyone.
directive.
They tell everyone in handcuffs that.
Exactly.
Look down.
Yeah.
Don't look at anybody else in the eye. Get on this bus. Go.
For credibility purposes, I didn't want you to see me like that. You know, just in case we ever met again. So welcome. Good morning, man. You got a lot of exciting stuff going on, and we're glad you're here. I mean, where do we even begin? You got BET performance this weekend.
Yeah.
You're going to be on with Jimmy Fallon. You got a new single. I mean, is there anything you don't do at any given time?
No, I just don't stop. I guess, I'm very excited. I guess I'm most excited about this BET Awards. I'm very good at television performances. It's one of my fortes. No cap, you know.
I mean,
I shut it down when it comes to TV, so I'm excited to be back on the BET stage. I haven't been there since 2019. And, I'm going to be playing my new record, The Highs and the Lows,
Nice.
featuring
Yeah.
Joey Badass, which is...
It's good.
The bad
it's
man.
really good. It's just an objectively good song.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's not that often that happens.
Yeah.
Just a really good song comes out. So I'm excited.
I wish I had the swag and the energy and the smile to say things like this and believe them, and then other people believe them too.
Yeah.
Because it's not untrue.
No, yeah. That's what objective truth means. So it's like, it's cool. Yeah.
You know what I didn't? So you have all kinds of fans all over the place, famous fans, you know, lay people like me. But I thought that Barack Obama, former President Barack Obama and Michelle Obama, I know they're fans, but I thought it started with your music and the relationship that you have with them. That goes way back to your parents' political connections, right?
So my pops used to. Well, first he met Barack when he was running for Congress in Chicago, which was a long time ago. If you're a Chicago person, you remember there was a point where he was trying to run for Congress. Then eventually he ran for the Senate, and when he won, him and my dad worked together. And then way later, when he became, as you said, the president of the United States,
Right,
which
right.
is pretty cool. He brought my
Objectively.
dad,
Yeah.
He brought my dad to D.C. Which sucked when I was in high school because I was like, dang, I miss my dad. But it was cool overall. And then, I didn't actually meet him as Chance the Rapper until I got to be a successful rapper. And then he was like, I'm glad that I invested in your dad.
Right? No, because there's a famous video of you, I think maybe it was at the... maybe the Grammys or something where Beyonce taps you on the shoulder and you turn around and you have the most natural, organic, like freak out moment. Like you can't believe, you know, Beyonce recognized you. But I feel like, how does that work with famous people being friends with famous people? Like how do you wind up with Beyonce's number in your phone, for example?
I mean, first of all, in that video, one thing that people don't seem to notice is that I had met Beyonce before that. I knew Beyonce, but the thing is, she's still Beyonce. So,
of course.
You know what I'm saying? Doesn't matter how well you know her. If she taps you on your shoulder, you're gonna freak out. But I guess it's just it works the same way as most things. If you like stuff, if you're a fan of objectively good music, then you appreciate it. And so I guess she likes my songs.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, but it's like, it was just such a, like, I remember seeing that video and thinking that was such a real reaction to, I'm famous, and the interview's with me right now, except I'm just so amazed to be in the presence of this other person.
No, absolutely. I was also really drunk. It was the VMAs, and I was only nominated for one award, and I lost it to Drake. So I was doing like one of those post-game interviews where they're like, so how does it feel that you just lost to Drake? And I was like really sad and trying to like talk in the interview. And then halfway through, I got a tap on my shoulder, which I was like, why is somebody tapping me? And it was Beyonce. So I was just like,
that makes
overwhelmed
everything
with
better
joy.
somehow.
Yeah.
Right.
Chance the Rapper on the Fred Show.
Speaking of famous friends, I saw you a couple of weeks ago at Bieber's show.
Yeah, that's my guy. Yeah.
How's he doing? Have you talked to him?
I talked to him a couple of days ago, or actually it was a week ago. I was in Switzerland, but yeah, we're just praying for miraculous healing for him.
Yeah.
I'm still arrested in prayer for my brother Justin, and yeah, he has he's a dude that's like very empathetic to other people's problems and doesn't pity himself at all. So it's like he's not like sad or mopey about it or anything.
Right.
Like he's
a good outlook.
living life. Yeah, he's with his wife. He's doing great, and yeah, we're still arrested in prayer for his miraculous recovery.
Yeah. Yeah, because people were at that show going, something's up with him. What's going on? And then, of course, we learned last week that he's not feeling great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the best thing that we could do is pray for him.
I mean, he's still put on a hell of a show. I don't know how. Dealing with all that health stuff, but
Oh yeah. I mean, also Justin Bieber is objectively one of the greatest performers of our generation.
Voice of a
He's been
baby
doing it for a
angel.
long time. He can't stop being great
Right.
at performing.
Yeah.
So I got a chance to listen to the highs and the lows the other day. I got the email, so I listened to it, and I'm part of the fan club.
you're
you know.
connected?
Yeah.
Hey, you have to pay for that?
I was
You pay
in the
money?
group chat. The group chat.
Oh, okay.
So,
How much did that cost?
It's a thing. You
Yeah.
can't
Okay.
be
Yeah.
it. Sorry. But
Should I call my
You
lawyer
gotta
about
talk
that
to
and
the
see
lawyer.
if I
Exactly. That's one of those things. That's one of
Am
those.
I not
Don't look
allowed?
him in the eye.
That's the
things.
thing.
It's one of those rules.
Damn.
I'm not allowed to be in it.
No, but honestly, I got a little emotional over it because my mom passed away not too long ago, and it really hits you with the highs and the lows. You know what I'm saying? Like being high, like this show and everything, a part of it, like we're doing great, everything, but then there's also the lows of your life. So it really hit me that way, and I just want to know what kind of sound are we going to expect on this new album? Because that the highs and the lows, I felt like it's really some of your best work. I really like it a lot, Joey
thank
Badass
you,
and everything
man.
like that. But the video and everything, my
Thank
boy
you, man.
Troy,
Yeah.
Troy used to work here. Troy used to,
I know, yeah. Kelly's his cousin.
yeah.
No, I grew up with Troy.
Yeah,
So
so-
me and Troy went on this like kind of film journey together. And he's been working in film for a while. I've been doing videos and stuff, and I've always had an affinity for film and filmmaking. And we a couple of years ago sat down and I told him I wanted to develop an aesthetic and a visual language, and I had a couple ideas about flashing text on the screen, about kind of biting Wes Anderson style, using flat stuff, using super close-ups and super wides. And we just started buying camera equipment. We started shooting everything we could, and it developed into this thing of like, basically I've been making a series of high-level artwork between film, music, and also now visual arts. And so the highs and the lows actually debuted and opened up at Basel, Switzerland at the Art Basel Art Fair.
Nice.
And we got to show the video early, got to show the piece, have the artist speak, and it's kind of just been like this thing where I've been getting deeper and deeper into high-level communication with my music. So I want to be as detailed as possible in my conversations. I want to be as thorough as possible when I'm exploring ideas. And when I was making the highs and the lows, I wanted to make a song about the cyclical relationship between pain and joy, and not, comparing and contrasting these two things. It's like you said, it's like as high as you get, you should be aware that some lows are going to come.
Right.
And if you feel like you're stuck in the lows, don't be worried, because the highs are coming right back. And
Right.
you can't have either without the other. So me and this Gabonese photographer named Giannis David Gabinga, he's an amazing photographer and very respected in the arts world. But he took time out of his busy schedule to take a series of phone calls with me, and we just had these deep dives, these conversations before I even finished writing the song. And so while he worked on this art piece, I worked on my art piece, and then we came together in the end to make this idea. And then Joey Badass obviously hopped on the track, made it extremely spicy and objectively great.
Yeah.
And then you get something like the highs and the lows, which I feel like is a very dense piece of art. It takes a long time to unpack, but I appreciate you saying it's some of my best work, because
Yeah.
I would totally agree.
Yeah.
But is that the vibe of the album? Like the album that's coming out, like
I think the vibe of the album is just truthful. It's still just
Okay.
me. I'm a little bit older than the last time I released a full project, so I guess the only thing that's really changed a little bit is me. But Yeah, I'm trying to. I think all of the songs, they have different genres or different beats or different tempos and stuff. It's not really about sound to me. It's more so about what I'm talking about, and I'm talking about some pretty heavy themes.
Yeah. Chance the Rapper on the Fred Show on 103.5. It's 7:19. I'm going to ask you one serious question, semi-serious, because you're a thoughtful dude, clearly, objectively. And you're a Chicago guy, Jones Prep, Chatham. Everybody knows that. I feel like you are such a great ambassador for our city, and you do a lot you give back, too. Mm-hmm. You've had a lot of success, but you give back. The city obviously is going through a period right now. There's a lot going on here, and not all of it is great. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's a lot of what people think about when they think of Chicago now is the violence. And I know you do a lot to combat that. I mean, what are your thoughts on where we're at and sort of how we evolve from it? I know it's a deep question, but I also know you're involved in sort of, trying to rectify a lot of the not so great things happening with gun violence and poverty and gangs and all the rest of it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's gun violence and there's, gangs and all types of stuff. There's also like political corruption. There's also environmental racism. There's also, all of the effects of redlining that we've had in Chicago. We have a ton of issues. You know what I mean? But I think if we're specifically talking about the violence, I think Chicago is the epicenter and is the center of a lot of political movements, social movements, and I think that it is the best way to see like how everything else in the world is coming together. Like it's like Chicago isn't the most violent place in the world, but it is a major metropolitan city and one of the major powers of the world. And so it's always going to be used as like, look at what they're doing in Chicago. Mm-hmm. And that's unfair, but at the same time, I was talking to this genius. This guy, his name is Cody Chestnut. He's an amazing musician. He's a little bit older than me. And we were just having this conversation. We're working on a record for my next project. And he was saying that in order to solve all the ills of the world, we have to solve Chicago first. And this is like I said, a highly intellectual black man that's lived 1,000 lives. And he was just explaining to me that if we can't fix Chicago, then we can't fix Yemen, or we can't fix Sudan, or we can't fix anywhere. And so it begins with conversation, it begins with connectivity. And yeah, I am working to create community, and I am working to create connection. And one of the most successful things that I did recently was a couple days ago, the DuSable Museum hosted our second Juneteenth barbecue and block party, and we had over 10,000 people come through without incident. Everyone was completely safe. Everybody was connected. We were having great conversation, private conversation, love, double dutch, you know what I'm saying? Horseback riding for the kids, vendors, performances, and it was safe. And it wasn't like this was something where we came together and we're like, we're throwing a put the guns down event, or we're throwing a party and peace event. We were just throwing an event to celebrate blackness and to celebrate ourselves. And the more that we do that, the more that we create community, the more that we take kids that are not our own and bring them close to us and give them a good time and give them good conversation, the closer we get to that end that we're all trying to get to, I think.
Last question for you, and this is a selfish question, and a lot of people around here make fun of me for my musical taste, but I know that you're kind of an old soul as far as your musical influences. You can hear it in your music, and I know that about you. Anita Baker, the legend, okay? How did you wind up helping her? If you don't know who Anita Baker is, then take a minute today and go listen to some Anita Baker, because there are people listening to us that do not know. But she's a legend.
That's crazy.
I know.
You think somebody's listening to the radio that doesn't know who Anita Baker is?
Unfortunately, yes. I do.
Gen Z.
Nonetheless, a legend. I mean,
after this commercial break, we're going to be doing an hour of Anita Baker.
Nonstop.
Well, my boss is out of town, so we just might. I'm a huge fan, though. I mean, legendary female R&B singer, up there with, the likes of some of the greatest singers of all time.
Absolutely.
You just helped her get her master's back. How did you do that?
I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't do all that much. I actually I met Anita Baker in 2016 at a party in LA, like one of those Grammy parties that people go to. I was with my mother, and Anita Baker noticed me, which was insane. Like, I don't know if anybody in here has been noticed by Anita Baker? No? Okay, well.
No, not yet.
say that,
no.
Well, she pointed me out and came over and spoke some extremely kind words to me and my mom and took pictures with us and was very cool. I think she even gave me her phone number and kind of just like remained a supporter of what I was doing. So when I would post that I got a new song coming out or doing whatever, post a picture of my kids, she would like comment on it and leave some love.
So wild.
It's amazing.
I know.
It's next level. It's like getting tapped by Beyonce.
Yeah.
And basically, I think it was 2 years ago, she had made a point to come out publicly saying that she was having trouble getting control of her masters. Her contracts had, virtually become obsolete because she had over delivered and passed the time in her contract in terms of when her masters were to revert to being in her ownership. And other white acts on her label at Elektra were getting their masters reverted back to them, but she couldn't get hers for whatever reason. They were tying her up in the legalese and stuff. And so she came out on Twitter saying basically, she wanted people to boycott her music. She wanted us to stop streaming her music until she was able to have control over it. And what that spun into, and I think this is kind of like the algorithm of Twitter and the problem with the bots, but it became like this rolling Twitter joke where people were saying like, "Sorry, Auntie, I gotta clean my house." It was like it became this joke where it was like
yeah.
I can't boycott your music. I need it too much.
Yeah.
And when you joke around with stuff like that, it's cool, but it's also like you're missing the point. Like this black woman who has helped you in life and has, I guess if you want to say, helped clean your house, but also just like inspired millions of people, including Beyonce, is asking you for your help, and you're basically laughing at it. And so I came out on Twitter and I said a few things like along the lines of like, y'all bogus as hell. This is the Anita Baker, and don't play one more song until she gets her masters back. And I remember it ended up trending on Twitter and it was like a little thing. I kind of forgot about it, honestly, like it was something that I just said because I felt like I was supposed to say it. Fast forward a couple months ago, or really just 1 month ago, we're in Vegas, hear that Anita Baker has a residency, go to the show in the middle of the show, sit down in the row it's dark in there. You don't think we didn't tell Anita Baker that we were coming, you know what I'm saying? And she pauses the show and, points me out and tells me and this crowd that she has now won the rights back to her master. Has full ownership.
That's an amazing story.
And she thanks me in that moment. And it becomes a whole nother Twitter thing. And at first, I felt undeserving. I was like, man, this is, a little bit misleading. Because I think most people heard the story and they were like, oh my God, Chance the Rapper bought Anita Baker's master. He's not even signed. How is he working with them? But then I had a conversation with my mother and she was just saying like, our voices are powerful, especially when we're one of the few of an opinion. And so you could get beat down on it. You could get convinced that you don't need to speak on something. But every single one of us has a powerful voice. And you never know when just saying something could change somebody else's life,
Because they have enough audio of us here in the last 13 years we've been doing this that like if something happens to me, they can just keep going for 13 more years.
Yeah.
So
Part of the contract.
So will you fight for my
need to get
masters
paid.
back if
Nope.
Chance the Rapper?
Say don't respond.
No, Chance the Rapper. If something comes down, like if it goes down around here, will you help me out?
I was just saying.
Good answer.
Just I heard yes.
lawyer.
I heard objectively yes. And Chance, the next time I see you, I'm looking you in the eye, just for the record.
For the rest of our lives.
Lawyer's office or not lawyer's office. Chance the Rapper, BET Awards this weekend. Jimmy Fallon coming up. New single, The Highs and the Lows. Thank you for being here, man.
Yo, thank you.
You are welcome here.
I appreciate y'all.
Anytime. Here's not Anita Baker, even though it probably should be.
Play highs and lows after that.
Okay. Fred